Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. My name is Ahhhh Freeman and I am so excited for today's video. This is the first video that I have filmed in a year. In that time, I've been pregnant, I've given birth, and now I have a beautiful 4.5-month-old baby boy. So I thought for my first video back, I'd just take us through a really yummy, kind of full body stretch, the kind of thing that you might want to do every morning, but it's just going to be really nice and gentle. You're going to feel really good after it. As always, take things at your own pace. You know your body better than anybody else. Something isn't feeling good, just change it up, do something different, or just take a moment to sit back and have a rest. Let me know how you go in the comments, but let's get started. So for today's flow, I'm going to be using a yoga block. If you don't have a block, that's totally fine. You could also use a cushion. If you don't have either of those things, don't let that stop you. You'll be completely fine as well. So we're going to get started in a seated position. I like to sit up onto something just to bring my hips a little bit higher, especially if it's the morning and I'm feeling a little bit stiff. But let's just take a few moments to land in the space, come into our body. So placing the palms down onto the knees. As you take a deep breath in, seeing if you can grow a little bit taller here through the nose. As we exhale, just releasing and softening through the shoulders, letting go of any tension in your face. Taking one more deep breath in here, feeling the rib cage expanding outwards, forwards and back. And exhale, softening the belly, softening in your face. Starting to bring in a bit of movement now, gently opening your eyes. As you inhale, take the arms up overhead, breathing in through the nose. Interlace the fingers. As we exhale, we're going to breathe out through the mouth. Draw the belly back. Find a beautiful rounding through the spine, chin to chest. 3 more like this. Inhaling to lift and lengthen. Gazing upwards, a little bit of a back bend. Interlace the palms, exhale. 2 more, inhaling to lift, exhaling to round. Last one, inhaling to rise, and exhale, make a big shape as you can, chin to chest. Inhaling, come back up to center. As we exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over, beautiful side bend here. Now you can look down or up, whatever feels best for your neck. As we inhale, coming back to center, and then just coming to the other side. We're going to go twice more each side. Inhaling, lift, and exhale, beautiful side bends. And as we move through today's class, I will be giving you some breath cues, but if at any point the way that I'm breathing doesn't feel comfortable for you, that's fine. Just breathe however feels good. And taking it once more to the other side. Beautiful. And coming back up to the center, grow tall through the crown of the head as we exhale, taking a little twist over towards the left. Inhaling back through center and exhaling, twisting to the other side. And again, twice more to each side. Inhaling to center, taking it nice and slow. Exhaling over. 1 more to each side. And then we come back. Now we're going to join all of that together. So inhaling, arms rise. As we exhale, coming over to the right, turn the chest down, come all the way through. So starting to become a little bit more fluid. Inhaling up to center. As we exhale, coming to the other side now. Turn the chest down. So really starting to move into any space in the back or the sides that you're feeling that might be a little bit tight or stuck today. Inhaling to rise. 1 more each side. Take your time here. Make it feel really yummy for you. There's no rules. It doesn't have to look any certain way. And back to the other side. Beautiful, enjoying that free movement. And we're going to come onto all fours. So taking that block out, shoulders over wrist and our hips over knees. Draw belly to spine, become strong through the upper body. Then inhale, belly drops, heart draws forward. As we exhale, draw the belly back, release the chin, like somebody's pulling from the top of your t-shirt upwards. Inhaling down. gazing forward. And exhale. Beautiful. And 2 more. Inhale, belly drops, gazing forward. Exhale, chin to chest. 1 more here. And exhale. Coming back to all fours, bringing your knees a little bit wider and then sitting the hips back to the heels, finding child's pose for 1 deep breath in. And then really settling the hips to the heels here. I'm going to find a little bit of flow. So inhale, carrying the shoulders forward over the wrists. And exhale, send the hips back. 3 more like this. Inhale, you might even want to find a little bit of a curve through the spine as we carry forward. And exhale, a little bit of an arch in the spine, but the choice is yours. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Last one in your own time. And exhaling back. Beautiful. Take 1 deep breath in and out. And coming back to center now. Bringing the hips back underneath, the knees back underneath the hips. So we're keeping our left hand down as we inhale, right arm reaches tall to the sky. And exhale, threading the needle under. Cheek comes down to the mat. Option to walk the left hand forward. Just enjoying that little twist. Taking 1 more deep breath in. And taking left hand back, pressing down to the mat as we inhale, right arm high. And exhaling to center. Maybe shift the hips a little bit from side to side. And we'll just come to the other side. So inhaling the left hand high. Opening the chest and then an exhale, twisting, threading the needle under. Pause here for a moment. And then perhaps walking the right hand forward. Seeing if we can find that beautiful twist. Aiming to keep our hips stacked over our knees. 1 more deep breath in here. And taking right hand back down to the mat, pressing as we inhale, lift the left hand high. And exhale, back to all fours. Now walking our hands a little bit further forward than the shoulders, we're going to send the right leg back and tuck the toes under. I just want you to find a little bit of a pulse here. So we're just finding a bit of movement and freeing up through our ankles, through the backs of the feet, through the calf muscle. And then we're just going to pause and press. So stay strong through the upper body though. I don't want us to collapse down. Stay lifted. Take 1 more deep breath in. We're going to walk our left hand to the center of the mat. And we're going to turn and open the body to the long edge of the mat, pressing the right foot down, reaching the right arm long. So beautiful side stretch here. I find especially in the mornings, side stretches and twists just feel so good. Take 1 more deep breath in. And we're going to take the top hand down to circle, inhaling to reach high. This might challenge your balance a bit, so be careful as you inhale, look up towards the fingertips. As you exhale, we're going to thread the right arm underneath. Beautiful, and then twice more. Inhaling to lift. As this time, as you exhale, see if you can twist a little further. And last one, inhaling to rise. Exhaling, coming down. Inhale, let's lift that right arm 1 more time. And then turn the chest back down to the mat. Come back to all fours. Sit the hips back to the heels, child's pose for 1 deep breath in and out. This time as we inhale, coming back to all fours. Again, walking the hands a little bit further forward than the shoulders, sending the left foot back. Tuck the toes and just find that little bit of a pulse, a little bit of a rock again. Freeing up in the ankle joints, underneath the foot and the calf. And then find that pause. Thinking of breathing into any area of the body that you're feeling the sensation, send your breath there. Taking 1 more deep breath in, opening and expanding. And then our right hand comes to the center of the mat, turning to open towards the long edge as we inhale. Left arm reaches, left foot grounds down towards the earth. Really find length in the side here, like someone's pulling your fingertips and someone's pulling down through that leg. Take one more deep breath in. Top arm circles down. Inhaling, it lifts high, gaze to the fingertips, mindful of your balance. Exhale, find that thread of the needle underneath. Twice more, inhaling to lift. Exhale, can you twist a little further? One more round, inhaling to lift. Exhale, twisting, rinsing out as much as you can. This time as we inhale, rise, then turn the chest down. Gaze comes down to the mat. This time we're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips and find our downward facing dog. But let's just take a few moments to pedal out through the feet. So we're pressing down and forward with our palms, just checking that those feet are hip distance apart. Tailbone turning up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And now we're going to keep that pedal of the legs going. We're going to slowly start to walk the feet forward towards the hands. So we're going to go for 8, 7. Keep your knees as bent as you need. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're just going to find our ragdoll position here. So folding forward, maybe taking hold of the opposite elbow. If it's early morning for you as well, you might have tight hamstrings when you wake up, so just take it easy. You can even take your hands to your shins if that feels better for you. Taking one more deep breath in. See if you can really let go on your exhalation. Then taking the hands to the mat, bend the knees. We're going to heel toe the feet a little bit wider, bring the hips down and come to Malasana or your yogi squat. So a nice deep bend here, an opening into the ankles, the knees, the hips. Really good for mobility. If your heels are up off the mat, you might want to keep your hands down just for a little bit of support. It can also be really nice with your yoga block to sit. So that's an option for you as well. If you can, bring the elbows to the inside of the knees and then just open up through the chest. I'm just going to take 2 deep breaths here. And then take our hands back down onto the mat, heel toe the feet back underneath the hips. Find that ragdoll position again, remove any props or blocks. We're going to walk our way back to our downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to inhale forward to a plank position. The knees can come down or stay lifted. We're going to take 4 counts to lower all the way down to the mat. So we lower down for 4, for 3, for 2, 2, and 1. Well done. Taking your hands a little bit wider than your mat now. Imagining that someone's pulling you from the back of the t-shirt up towards the ceiling. We're going to inhale, draw the shoulder blades back, paint the eyelashes up the wall in front of you, and exhale, lower the belly down bit by bit onto the mat. 2 more like that. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to lower. So it's more of a lift from the back. Inhaling to rise, lift and light. And exhaling to lower. Now we're simply going to interlace the hands behind the back. And on an inhalation, press the palms together, open through the chest and lift up here, gazing forward. A little bit of strength work, a little bit of chest opening here. For 1 more deep breath in. And exhale to lower. So you have the option to do the same thing, or perhaps this time we'll lift the legs up as well. So whatever feels good for you. Interlacing the hands, open through the chest and inhale to lift. For 3. Continue to breathe. For 2. For 1. And release. Take the hands down. Press the hips back, child's pose, forehead to the mat. Deep breath in through the nose. Maybe exhaling through the mouth here. Beautiful. Coming up onto all fours, we're going to step our right foot forward between the hands. Take the hands to the hips and then come up into your low lunge. So here I want you to think of tucking the tail under. So almost the hips are coming up to close that gap between the hips and the ribs. Option to take left arm up and over, and option to take a little bit of a side bend over to the right as well. If you'd like to feel a little bit more into the front of this left hip, just squeeze this left glute here. One more deep breath in. As we exhale, the hands are going to come down onto the mat. We're going to send the hips back and find a hamstring stretch. Draw the toes back towards your face. Lengthen through the spine. If this is too much, we can bend the knee, or you could take your hand onto a block here, just to take a little bit of the edge off this stretch. Taking one more deep breath in. As we exhale, coming back forward, planting the hands, sending the hips back, child's pose. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out. Inhale to come forward, step the left foot through, hands to hips, coming up here. Again, tucking under, squeezing this right glute. Option to stay here or take the right arm up, maybe taking that little side bend. Wherever you are you breathing? Inhaling back to center. Exhale, take the hands down, send the hips back, finding that hamstring stretch. Again, there was the option to take the hand to the block or bend through this left knee. Softening the jaw, softening the face. One more deep breath in. And as we exhale, bending again, hands frame the front foot, tuck the back toes. We're going to come back to our downward facing dog. Little pedal out through the feet. And then settle in stillness just for 2 breaths. Beautiful. Finding our 3-legged dog now. So inhale, taking the right heel high. As you exhale, come forward into our pigeon pose. So I'm going to shift forward a little bit, but the knee's going to come behind the wrist. Just take a little moment to set up through this pose. Some people might have a large gap between their hip and the mat. If that's you, just take your block or your cushion just for a little bit more support here. Otherwise, inhaling, opening through the shoulders. And then exhale, keeping the front long. Maybe we start to come forward onto the forearms or reaching all the way down. Wherever you are, wherever you've come to, we're going to stay for 4 deep breaths. Beautiful. Taking one more deep breath in. And then slowly walking the hands back towards the body. Now you're going to, if you have a block or a pillow underneath your hip, just take it out. We're going to come onto this front hip. And we're going to open the legs out to the long edge of the mat. So we're going to be in a wide-legged position. So I'm going to turn to face towards you, but you stay where you are. So the feet are nice and wide. Just take a deep breath in here. And as we exhale, we're just going to come to this little side bend. Inhaling back to center and exhaling to the other side. Back to center, once more to each side. Inhaling and out. Inhaling back to center. We're going to walk the hands forward as far as feels comfortable for you, so we can stay on the fingertips or come down onto the forearms, whichever's best. Taking one more deep breath in. Walking the hands back towards you. I'm just going to turn back around. Now bending this right knee again. Just a little bit of a shimmy, taking the hands down in front of you. tucking the back toes, so we're back in our pigeon pose. Inhale, sweep that right leg high, and exhale back to our downward facing dog, just pedaling out here. Beautiful. We'll come to the other side. Inhale, left leg high, and exhale, bringing it forward. Pigeon on the other side. So take a few moments again. You might want that block underneath your hip. Otherwise, long through the back leg as we inhale, open the front of the chest. Exhale, coming back down. Now finding wherever feels good for you, knowing that side to side might feel a little bit different. And 3 more deep breaths here. On your next inhalation, walking the hands back towards the body. This time we're going to take out again any props under the hip, sit onto the left hip. Coming to face the other side of your mat. You're going to bring the feet together in front of you, making a diamond shape with the legs. Baddha Konasana, just take a deep breath in, take hold of your ankles. And then exhale, bend the elbows, lead the heart forward, finding that little forward fold here. Maybe releasing through the upper back. A beautiful stretch for the outer hips and also obviously the spine. 2 more deep breaths. Slowly rolling back up. We're going to come back out the way that we did on the other side. So turning to the top of the mat, finding your pigeon pose just for a moment. Tucking the back toes as we inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Pedaling out here. And then bringing the knees down onto the mat. Setting the hips to the side, we're going to come onto our backs. So take your time. Slowly coming down, bringing the arms out wide. Bring the knees just above the hips. I'm going to come over to the right, gazing to the left. Knees just don't touch the ground and come back up. Knees hovering just above the ground. Back to center. So a little bit of core work, but also a beautiful twist. Inhaling to center, exhaling to lower. 1 more to each side. Beautiful. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. I just want you to gently massage the lower back down onto the mat. So this can be a little bit of free movement here, just for a few moments, taking those circles in the other way. So you might want to extend one leg and extend the other, just checking in with your hips and your body, what feels good. Do you need anything special, anything in particular? Otherwise, coming into our happy baby, so knees draw towards the armpits, then opening the soles of the feet towards the sky. We can take hold of the outer edges of the foot. If you can't quite reach the foot, you can grab the ankle or behind your knees. You might want to stay nice and still. You might want to rock a little side to side. Whatever feels best in your body. Starting to slow down now. And taking the feet back down onto the floor. We're just going to inhale, stretch the arms, stretch the legs. Like we're yawning the body open in the morning. Really get as long as you possibly can. And exhale. Take hold behind the thighs. Rock yourself up and come to a seated position. So you might want to again sit onto a block or onto a pillow to find a little bit of height. Rolling the shoulders backwards. And then finding some stillness here. We're going to finish off with 10 deep breaths. I'm going to leave the video going as I take my 10 deep breaths. But in this time, I just want you to notice how your body feels. Notice how the mind feels. And know that there's never any good or bad, but we're going to be different every single day. So just honouring wherever you are today without judgment. Just allowing yourself to be. And continue this breath. But thank you for joining me today. I can't wait to see you next time. Namaste.